Support for WYES is made possible by Mary Lou Kristovich in memory of her husband, William Kristovich.
Good evening, I'm Peggy Scott Laborde and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Mike Kuczinski, Associate Professor of English at Tulane University, here to discuss the very rare copy of Shakespeare's plays, which will be on display at Tulane in an exhibit opening Monday at Newcomb Art Museum. Welcome, Mike. Hello.
Thanks, Betty.
Poppy Tucker, host of the WWNO radio program Louisiana Eats. Hey, Poppy.
Hey, Peg.
And he's back. Gary Rucker, it's been a while, but he's been busy. Director of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, opening at Rivertown tonight. So, busy bee. You have quite the day. And Steppin Out theater critic, Alan Smason, who is the editor of the Crescent City Jewish News. Hello, sir.
Hey.
Hi. First up, though, Poppy.
Big news. Tujague's is kicking off their 160th anniversary. You know, that makes them second oldest in the city, continuously operating after Antoine's, third in the country after Delmonico's in New York. The way they're starting the commemoration is with a special three-course lunch on weekdays for $18.56.
Such a deal.
Oh yeah, I understand that there were 100 covers served yesterday at lunch, so I would suggest making reservations.
Yes.
But listen to the menu. It starts off with a choice of seafood gumbo or the oyster wedge that has fried oysters, blue cheese, red onion, cherry tomatoes, bacon, and a buttermilk dressing. Yum! Then for entrees, you have a choice of a 4-ounce petite filet, or seafood courtbouillon, or half of an oyster, or a soft-shell crab BLT, or shrimp, or brisket, poor boy, served with house-made potato chips, and of course, bread pudding with caramel sauce for dessert.
A brisket, poor boy?
Yum, you've never had that. Oh my goodness, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
So this special is gonna continue through the end of the year, 1856, lunch at Tujague's, 5 days a week. Then, big happening on May the 21st, Liz Williams sort of continued my excavation efforts, the restaurant archaeological dig, and we are opening an exhibit of very rare and unusual finds from Tujague's restaurant, some of whom are definitely Madame Begay's. I think we have Madame Begay's original sink that she would have used, no running water, in her second floor upstairs kitchen. So don't miss that exhibit this summer at SoFab and go eat for $18.56 at lunch. Next Friday, it's going to be the second in a series of something really interesting that Chef Adolfo Garcia is doing at Delgado in collaboration with Tulane University's Stone Center for Latin American Studies. They are doing a collaboration to increase course content about Latin America. And so it's fabulous. You get to go to the beautiful Delgado kitchen, and the guests will mingle with Chef Adolfo, and then you see him demonstrate a tasting menu inspired by Latin American cuisine with wine and cocktails. It's only $45.
That's another deal.
It's a great deal. And just to be with Adolfo and get to hear him talk about Argentinian food, it's going to be really great. And then, this is like a real scoop. Now, you can't go this Sunday because they're kind of figuring down at Sobu that maybe mothers are not interested in burlesque. I can understand this. But every Sunday from now on, it's legs and eggs with our very own Bella Blue.
Love Bella.
We love Bella. So check out the menu. Now, of course, there's a legs and eggs dish that involves fried chicken and poached eggs. But how about a buttermilk biscuit donut with smoked bacon bits, cane syrup, and cream cheese frosting? A Creole brunch Cuban that is a 24-hour cochon de lait with scrambled eggs and melted Gruyere cheese and house-prepared prepared bread and butter pickles. What about black Angus steak and eggs that includes wild mushrooms, caramelized onions, blue cheese, potato croquette, and a Creole hollandaise. And then that crawfish bomb. It looked like the bomb to me. Crawfish bisque with crawfish boiled deviled eggs, spicy fried potatoes, and tempura battered soft shell crawfish, something you rarely see. And another little secret at Sobu. When it rains, it pours. And goodness knows we've had enough of the pouring lately. Anytime it's raining, you can pop into the bar at Sobu, buy a drink, and the second drink's free.
Oh, boy.
So it's 2 for 1 as long as it's raining.
Well, as a culinary historian, which I would certainly think that you wear one of those hats, I mean, you know how rare it is to have crawfish bisque on a menu because how time intensive it is, as you've said.
Exactly,
So
with the
that is
stuffed
rare.
heads. To have it with the stuffed heads and soft shell fried crawfish
Yeah.
is off the hook. It's the bomb.
It is wonderful. Okay, and I have a culinary PS concerning this weekend's NOLA Veggie Fest at Kingsley House. Go to NOLAVeggieFest.com for details. And now we're brushing up on our Shakespeare, and of course we can't resist to say that. But thanks to you, you are a winner. You are a prize winner. And so this helps with all of the wonderful stories of 400 years ago, too. Tell us about this, Mr. Mike.
Well, so I think one of the great things, Peggy, and I hate to top Tujak's 160th anniversary and the original sink from the place, but we're celebrating at Tulane, and we're celebrating this on behalf of the city of New Orleans and all of Louisiana, because we're the site, the state site for this exhibition. The 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death this year, April 23rd, 1616, and in celebration of that and Shakespeare's ongoing achievement, we're opening on Monday night with a jazz funeral for Shakespeare on campus, the exhibition First Folio, the book that gave us Shakespeare. So it's coming here.
But there's a reason why it's coming here,
That's
as
right.
I said.
Right, it's coming here, and I will take partial credit for that because I did write the proposal to bring it here. Tulane belongs to the Folger Institute at the Folger Shakespeare Library in Washington, D.C., and they wanted to find a special way to celebrate this anniversary, and it was decided to send the tour of this great book out, published in 1623.
So you had to compete as a city. We had to compete.
We don't know who our competitors were in Louisiana, but the book is now here. It's been touring all 50 states. And the two elements in our proposal that seemed to have won the attention of the committee had to do with, number one, the idea that New Orleans could give Shakespeare something that no other city in America or in the world could give him on the 400th anniversary of his death, and that's a proper jazz funeral. Also, the focus of the exhibition is Hamlet's to be or not to be speech. That's what the First Folio is going to be open to. And I mentioned in our proposal that all of us who are devout New Orleanians went through the trauma of Hurricane Katrina.
Absolutely.
That was our to be or not to be moment.
Now, you also had the good fortune, though, of recently going to England, and we have some terrific footage. Set that up for us.
Absolutely. So once we planned the jazz funeral here, we were actually contacted by the town of Stratford-upon-Avon through a guy by the name of Paul Edmondson, the director of research at the Shakespeare Birthplace Trust, and they asked us to come to Stratford and do the jazz funeral there on April 23rd. So we've been there and back.
Absolutely. So let's watch as New Orleans trumpeter Wendell Brunius leads a jazz funeral honoring the bard in Stratford-on-Avon.
We're here because we're from New Orleans, and New Orleans can do something for Shakespeare on the 400th anniversary of his death that no other city in America or in the world can do, and that is to give him a proper jazz funeral.
We're usually traditionalists with marching bands, etc., and I just thought the jazz band would be marvellous, never dreaming that we'd actually get the real thing, and it's just been wonderful collaboration from across the pond.
Happy birthday to you. Why do we hear that?
People may be wondering about that. According to legend, Shakespeare was born on the same day in 1616, earlier than that, in 1564, that he died on in 1616, April the 23rd.
Okay.
And as a result, this jazz funeral was also a birthday
So once
celebration.
again, Monday, everybody, it's open to the public. Everybody can join in the jazz funeral.
Monday at 6:30 p.m. We want everybody to come to the Newcomb Quad at the Newcomb Art Museum and take part in the second line for Shakespeare.
Okay, we're going to have to move on, but a quick question. So in your august opinion, okay, did he write them all?
Shakespeare certainly wrote all of his plays. He was, as Wendell Brunius said when we were over in Stratford, the Louis Armstrong of Elizabethan England.
All right.
He wrote
Good
all of his
answer.
plays.
If Wendell said it, I certainly think we have to concur.
That's it.
Thank you, Mike. And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Bertie Jenkins named the 2 dishes popularized at the Jazz Fest, one involving crawfish and the other pork. Cochon de lait, poor boy, of course, and crawfish Monica. And I've enjoyed both, and I know Poppy has too. Now tonight's question. Because we've got a great weekend coming up in 1988, locally raised Risen Star, okay, the wonderful racehorse, okay, who won 2 of the Triple Crown's 3 races. Which races did he win? And who were the 2 local owners? Because we were looking forward to the Derby tomorrow with lots of New Orleans connected and Louisiana connected horses there. All right, email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes: a year's subscription to Louisiana Life magazine. And tonight we have an apron. It's worn by WYES production assistant Burke Bischoff with the message "Beach there, done that," from our friends of Dune That. Dune That. I can't even read. There it is. It says Dune. And we want to thank wearablevegetables.com. Thanks to our friends at Pelican Publishing, we have a copy of Jazz Fest Memories by Michael P. Smith, and that is a terrific book, by the way. It really is. And another great book, Fun, Funky, and Fabulous by Jill Benson and Simon Hardwell, chock full of recipes from some of our city's more casual restaurants. You can visit WYES.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events, including Armand St. Martin at Octavia Books tomorrow afternoon, and Jose Maria Cunda's exhibit, A Basque Review, opening tomorrow. That's tomorrow night at Callan Contemporary Gallery. And we've got the Fairgrinds open mic next Thursday evening, May 12th, with the Jasper Brothers, among many others. You can link to our WYES YouTube channel to view our program on our homepage. And now to Gary.
Hello.
Oh, Gary, How to Succeed. It still holds up from 1961.
It sure does. It's kind of become this, cool retro memory play now about how...
Well, Mad Men-ish.
Yeah, how wonderful things were in the early 60s, I've heard. Wasn't there.
I was alive then.
Them what a days. Them what a days.
Yeah. So we're open tonight. It's been a really great experience. We have a really great cast, a giant cast. I actually cast a lot of people thinking a few would drop out, and none of them did. So now we have this giant group of really talented singers and dancers that are doing the show with us. So
yeah. Well, it's also fun to do sort of the early '60s, which I know you have no memory of. Look.
Well, there's Google, so I feel like I've lived it.
There you go. Right. There you go.
Yeah.
For those though who have not been exposed to it, very quickly, it's a young man trying to on the grow.
He's a window washer, and he has a book called How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. So he just kind of follows the steps of the book, and he starts rising up the corporate ladder of this company, the Worldwide Wicket Company. And then some things happen. I don't want to give it away, but it's kind of how he he follows the book and succeeds.
Well, of course, and the wonderful irony is that in the TV series Mad Men, Robert Morse, who was in How to Succeed, had a role in Mad Men too. So in his earlier days, but so
Robert
much
Morse,
fun.
Matthew Broderick, and the guy who played Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, were some of the more famous J. Pierpont Finches. And,
well, looking forward to this weekend. And Gary, I understand in addition to being the director, you wear many hats, including painting, costumes, and scenery on occasion,
I do it all.
too.
Yeah.
There you go. But
if it needs to be done, I do it. So.
Once again, at Rivertown, and we are really excited because we have an excerpt from the show. Here's Brotherhood of Man from Rivertown Theaters, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And note our former WYES staffer, Terry Otterback, in the chair.
Now you may join the Elks, my friend, and I may join the Shriners. and other men may carry cards as members of the diners. Still others wear a golden key or small Greek letter pin. But I have learned there's one great club that all of us are in. There is a brotherhood of man, a benevolent brotherhood of man, a noble tie that binds all human hearts and minds into one brotherhood of man. Is there really a brotherhood?
Yes, you're a brother.
Of man.
You are a brother.
A brotherhood of man.
Oh yes, a noble tie that binds all human hearts and minds
into one brotherhood of man.
Oh yes, your lifelong membership is free. Keep forgiving each brother all you can. Oh, aren't you proud to be?
You got me
in that fraternity.
I got you.
The great big brotherhood of man.
Oh, that noble feeling feels like bells are pealing down with double dealing. Oh, brother, you got me, I got you.
Oh, that noble feeling feels like bells are pealing down with double dealing. Oh, brother, you got me, I got you. Oh, that noble feeling feels like bells are pealing down with double dealing. Oh, brother, you got me, I got you. Your lifelong membership is free. Keep forgiving each brother all you can. Oh, aren't you proud to be in that fraternity? The great big brotherhood of
Bobby Kelly as Finch. And once again, Hottest Conceit in Business Without Really Trying runs through May 22nd at Rivertown Theatre for the Performing Arts over in Kenner. And now it's time for our Artist Spotlight. Tonight we are featuring Horizon 2 2016 by Regina Scully. Originally from Norfolk, Virginia, Scully received her MFA from the University of New Orleans and currently resides in the Bywater. Her exhibit Horizons in Space opens tomorrow night at Octavia Gallery on Julia Street with an exhibit from 6 to 8 p.m. And it's in conjunction with Jammin' on Julia, lots of art openings along Julia Street. Also, we have, this is King Zulu, 1959, by late American abstract expressionist painter Fritz Bultmann. His exhibit, The Irascible Remembered, runs through May 14th also at Octavia Gallery. And now to Ellen.
Well, Pete McElligott has had quite a way with the NOLA project, first as an actor, and most fittingly in the recent past, he was the playwright for Adventures in Wonderland, which we saw at the Sculpture Garden in City Park. Well, now the NOLA project and Pete McElligott return with Don Quixote. Of course, this is directed by Jessica Podwell. While you might think that the role of Don Quixote, played by Ian Hawke, is the more important, I want to let everybody know that the story is really told from the point of view of Sancho Panza, played with great exuberance by Mike Sparrow. The dialogue is really quite spicy and funny, and it's able to be enjoyed by not only the older but the younger set as well, especially as Sancho is seen riding his, well, we say this is a mule, but it really resembles more of a tricycle. Also playing as Andrew is the redoubtable Alex Martinez-Wallace, who adds to the excitement in a number of fight scenes, and a shout out to that of Ladrone. That is the part played by the amazing Leslie Clavery, who is fresh off of her big easy win as Best Actress in a Musical for Once Upon a Mattress. Also showing that there is no such thing as a small role, only small actors, is another Big Easy winner, and that's Becca Chapman, who plays with Alex Smith as Rocancinte, yes, and she does play, yes, the back of a horse. The setting of the Sidney and Walda Bestoff Sculpture Garden is one of the most idyllic places to see a play in New Orleans. The only thing that can ruin this production is a rain shower. You want to make sure that you bring with you some chairs, but if you bring a blanket, you'll get the best seats in the house, as it were. The show runs from now through the 22nd of May. It's on Wednesdays through Friday and then on Sunday. So check that out, Don Quixote, the new NOLA project. We're also anticipating something of a big house for Wicked, which is going to be returning later this month as part of the Broadway Across America series at the Sanger Theatre. I wanted to take a little time out to go over what next year's season is going to be for subscribers. It has a little something for everybody. First of all, the very first road show that I saw as a youngster myself, the Von Trapp Family Singers musical by Rodgers and Hammerstein, The Sound of Music. That's going to be in September. Making its New Orleans debut fresh from Broadway is The Illusionist. This is a high-energy show with death-defying stunts and magic. Also appearing for the first time will be Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but it's going to be appearing at another holiday time at Thanksgiving. That'll get us in the mood, I think, for the upcoming season. And backed by popular demand is one of Broadway's most successful shows, seen here many times now by over 20 million people worldwide. It's the story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and that, of course, is Jersey Boys. Just after Christmas, but before Mardi Gras gets started up, we will welcome back an extended run of Disney's The Lion King. It is going to be playing for, believe it or not, 25 days. That's going to give everybody a lot of opportunity to see this wonderful show. And again, it is not part of the regular season subscription. I'll tell about another one coming up as well. I'm most excited, though, to see Beautiful, the Carole King musical. That's going to be appearing here for the first time in January of 2017. Of course, it tells the story of Jerry Goffin and Carole King, Cynthia Weil and Barry Mann's story as well. Then after that, in April, singer Deborah Cox, who a lot of people remember her as an R&B singer, a soul singer, she's going to be playing the role that Whitney Houston played in The Bodyguard. It's going to be, again, offering some great classic Whitney Houston songs like I Want to Dance with Somebody, One Moment in Time, and Saving My Love for You, for just some of the ones that we'll mention. And now still playing on Broadway, but appearing in New Orleans in April of 2017, the story of J.M. Barrie. This is how four young boys and their widowed mother help him write the story of Peter Pan. It's called Finding Neverland. It was voted best musical, by the way, by a popular poll on Broadway.com. This is one I can't wait to see. And another popular show returning once again, this is again not on the series, Mamma Mia, the ABBA jukebox musical, will make it. And while I'm on the subject of the Sanger Theatre, don't forget the unusual and electrifying Blue Man Group that makes its appearance next weekend for 5 shows at the Sanger on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And how is this for odd? How about a duo of sideshow performers who fall in love, then come to New Orleans and fall in love with the city and move here? That's the whole story behind Sideshow and Tell, featuring Frankie and Donnie. It's going to be the theater at St. Claude Avenue. You'll see it this coming weekend on the 13th through the 15th. And let me tell you, if you buy tickets now, only $10. If you wait to go to the door, $20.
Okay, thank you. And now it's time for our picks. Michael.
Well, one of my favorite places in the French Quarter, Historic New Orleans Collection, is having a big anniversary. I believe it's their 50th anniversary. They're one of our collaborators on First Folio, so get thee down to the French Quarter, as Shakespeare would say, to the Historic New Orleans Collection.
Good advice.
2 big events tomorrow. Don't forget the Brennan Turtle Parade and also the Crawfish Mambo 2016 tomorrow out at UNO.
Oh, yes.
That's a delicious event.
It really is. I speak from experience. Gary.
If you're coming to my show, stop by Genduce's Italian Market because he does homemade Italian desserts. He has some of the best food, Italian food in the city. You can eat before the show, get dessert after, or go see Captain America Civil War at the movies because it's amazing.
Okay.
2 things to keep in mind. The music of ABBA, the LPO, is presenting a wonderful show on May the 14th. It's one night only at the Orpheum Theater, and also the Jefferson Performing Arts Society at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center will be presenting the ballet A Midsummer Night's Dream. There you have more Shakespeare, on the bill.
And now it's time for My Pics. Don't forget we have a Mother's Day concert, Irma Thomas at Audubon Park, and the New Leviathan Oriental Foxtrot Orchestra from 4 to 7 at Cabrini Park in the Quarter. Jazzing in the Park. And Jazz in the Park, speaking of that, it's celebrating its 5th year with the Treme Art and Music Festival. That's tomorrow, Sunday, at Armstrong Park. Alice Marcellus is playing at 3 p.m. and there will be a Mother's Day ceremony right before. Don't miss Run for the Roses Kentucky Derby viewing party me. At Rockin' Bowl tomorrow, that's from 4 to 7 p.m., Kentucky-inspired cocktails will be available, and prizes will be awarded for best hat, bow tie, and outfit. Also tomorrow, the Champagne Stroll on Magazine Street, where shops will be open until 9 p.m., serving champagne starting at 5 p.m. And tomorrow night, Listen to Your Mother, Giving Motherhood a Microphone, will take place at New Orleans Jesuit High School, of course, that theater, at 7:30 p.m. It's a great theater. It's part of Jesuit. Tickets are only $18. Local mothers who are also writers will share their stories of motherhood, and proceeds benefit the Dress for Success nonprofit. And now we leave you with another excerpt from How to Succeed called Coffee Break. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.
There's no coffee.
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 If I can't take my coffee break, my coffee break, my coffee break. If I can't take my coffee break, something within me dies.
Lie down and something within me dies. If I can't make 3 daily trips where shining shrines benignly drips and taste cardboard between my lips, something within me dies.
Lie down and something within me dies.
No coffee.
No coffee. No coffee. No coffee. No coffee. No coffee.
That office light doesn't have to be fluorescent. I'll get no pains in the head. That office chair doesn't have to be foam rubber. So if I spread, but only one chemical substance gets out the lead.
Like she said, if I can't take my coffee break, my coffee break, my coffee break. If I can't take my coffee break, gone is the sense of enterprise. All gone, and something within me dies. No coffee, 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 no coffee. If I can't take my coffee break,
Somehow the soul no longer tries.
coffee, somewhere I don't metabolize. Coffee,
Coffee.
Someday